going to be one of the long waffles, or I'm just going to get absolutely like overwhelmed and just stop talking. But I don't know. Sometimes it just feels like my brain is fucking attention seeking at this point, because God knows I'm doing super fine. Honestly, everything is going into place. And at this point, even if it didn't go into place, God will have a solution and it will go into place again. But I'm still stressed about God knows, like some silly bullshit I'm still stressed about. So I went to school, to a new school, right? It was very good. It was very good. Thank God. Like I escaped whatever misery I was going to pass in the other school, because my friend is still at the other school, and she told me how it is going, and honestly, it is horrible. It is miserable, honestly. Review is really, really bad. Like, they're struggling. Their math teacher is really bad, and mind you, we study maths. Like, we are students of math sciences. So that's like super fucked up that their teacher is so bad. Like, and he's so young, and they know he's bad, and like they got the same Arabic and geography and history teacher, which is double fuck, because like they are so bad. And this year we need to prepare for an exam which we are going to pass by the end of the year, God willing, and it's literally only like human sciences. And if you don't prepare them, you're probably going to really struggle with your last year of high school. So like I can only imagine the stress, and honestly she is stressed, she's pretty stressed. But to be honest, I was like triple stressed, and I'm not comparing, I'm just saying like I was triple stressed last year. So I understand what she's feeling right now. Like, yeah, I understand. It's very like concerning and hard, if literally like the last 2 years that will determine your whole future are just not like fully known to you, which is impossible because you cannot know everything that's in the future, but you can at least be like a bit comfortable and stable about it. Like, thank God, at least now I know that the worst that could happen, it will still be manageable. And God, of course, is like studying, standing, I'm sorry, standing by my side, of course, and everything will go good. But like, even if, like I said multiple times, doom is inevitable, so you will smack against it one day. So like, even if I smacked against doom, which I know, by the way, doom is like death and like everything ending, but God knows, maybe you could get hit with so much like inconvenience that it feels like doom. So yeah, I like, I have this comfortable feeling, but at the same time, I'm still thinking. I don't know why I thought just because like I changed the place and to a more comfortable place, the thinking will stop, but it didn't. I'm thinking about a lot of wild shit. Like, I move on way too fast. I don't know what is it, but I cannot have like attachment to people. I cannot have like straight attachment to people, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, my friend is good. I am good with my friend. Like, I'm still good, very good. We still talk like daily, everything. We're on the same track. But I don't feel any emotional attachment, if you understand what I'm saying, because in the new school I found a really old friend of mine, like the OG friend I had like in my life. And I found her there, and it's not like I dumped my other friend, because it's like very different contexts, because like we are in very different schools. But I don't know, like if the person is not present within my range or in front of me, I'll probably not be able to feel any emotional attachment to them. Like, yeah, I feel bad for her, but don't really feel bad. I don't know why. Like, I don't really feel any emotional attachment, like strong emotional attachment to her. And like, it's not even the topic of like moving on, because moving on from what exactly? We didn't, like, we still talk daily. Like, there's nothing to move on from. But I still just don't feel the attachment I felt maybe when I needed her. That's super bad. Like, So basically, when I went to my first day of school, she had to go, but then she realized she didn't have pictures, so she needed to go take pictures before going. And like, I had this split second of like, oh god, I'm going to be alone. But then I remembered we are actually not in the same school, so I immediately stopped giving a fuck, which is super fucked up. I know it is fucked up. I absolutely understand that, but at the same time, I cannot bring myself to have this attachment to her. I don't know. That's just like, she's not the first person I've talked before about like the emotional distress I felt when a very old friend entered my life, that we ended up on bad terms. Because like, when this friend entered my life again, I was happy with it. She's a good friend. She's really cute and everything, sweet and everything. And my other friend is too. And like, I know my first friend, like not the OG, the one that I just was, but like yes, last year I know her way better than anyone. She knows me way better than anyone. Like, we know each other. We have been talking day in day out for like 4 years. It like, it's a great friendship that I appreciate, but the emotional presence is not there for me for some reason. And this goes for my old friend that we ended up on bad like terms. I don't feel anything towards her, like absolutely nothing. Like the day that she got out of my life, that was it. Actually, that was really it. I didn't feel anything towards her. I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel sad. I didn't feel like, oh, I lost a friend. Just didn't give a fuck, you know. Let me tell you, back in the day when I lost her, I was really anxious about being alone and everything, but I still didn't give a fuck. Now, I don't know if it's maturing. I don't know if it's like I've finally solved my problems with my pills and I actually feel good and feel normal. That I just don't give a fuck anymore, but I really do not give a fuck. Oh, I'm alone. Oh, I don't know what, but this year is so important to the point that I just don't give a fuck, like if I'm alone or not. Like, oh, I have no one to walk with me, and get over it. You literally like have very hard subjects to actually worry about. If you understand what I'm saying, like plus, we're going to be separated, and hopefully, God willing, my old friend is going to be with me in the same class, inshallah. But even if she wasn't, like, would be like 10 people in a class, so be it. Like, eventually I'll talk with all of them because I will need help from them, or they will need help from me, or just ask them casually for something. Like, yeah, that's just life at this point. I don't know if it's maturing, I don't know what do you want to call it, but it's just life. And honestly, I feel empty. I don't want it to be the medicine that I'm taking. I really do not want it, because I feel good taking the medicine, but I really do not want it to be the medicine that's dulling my emotions out. Because first of all, I felt anxious, but I only realized I felt really anxious when my muscles started tensing up. Like, and I felt like that drop in my stomach and everything. But like, before it was like heart pulp, like heart beating and like shaking and everything, but I didn't feel anything of it this year. And I'm really hoping it's just maturing and growing up and realizing like there's no need for the flight and fight like instinct for literally so dumb things. Like, it doesn't matter, because oh, I feel bored, that's good. If anything, I feel like when school returned, I actually like, that's not a fart. That's not a fart. That is not a fart. I tried recreating the sound, but it just didn't work. I was trying for like 1,000 times to recreate the sound and it just didn't work. Anyways, that was not a fart. What was I saying? Oh my god, I even forgot what I was saying. Like, yeah, just dumb shit, you know, like, oh, I feel bored and whatsoever. So be it. Just listen to what the teacher is saying, and eventually the time will pass. It will pass. Life goes on. And if 16 years of my life passed this fast, God knows what the next years will feel like. They'll probably fly through just like the other years. Like, I never thought I'd even reach this point. Like, I thought the world would have ended when I was 13 or 14 or something. Like, now I am approaching more and more being 17 and 18. Then my teenage years end. I start my 20s. God knows where I'll be. And um, am I worried? Of course I am. That's just a human instinct, but at the same time, like, God, God knows, and the God has the best for you stored, I'm pretty sure.